Welcome back to another lecture. Now, in this lecture, we are going to be talking about buyer support versus seller resistance. Because when this happens, okay, you will normally see a wavering of the buyer activity and selling activity. You don't know which way it's going to go, okay? And that is where you can make a deduction as to what's going to happen next, okay? Is it going to fall? Is it going to rise? And what to do when that happens, okay? So, the other day, I bought Sia coin. So I'm going to use Sia coin as an example. I bought Sia coin at 490. Okay, I went to sleep. I saw the price was about 495, 494, and I couldn't wait any longer. I needed to go to sleep. So I put a buy order set overnight. So if the price hit 490, it would buy a load of them. Okay, it would buy about 15,000 of them, if I remember correctly. So I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. And it had soared, the price had soared right up to here, up to 590. And I was delighted because I'd made a ton of points in that trade. So let me just show you the Fibonacci just quickly. So if we just add it at the bottom point here, go up to the top point, and then put a rectangle in here, then you can see anything under 457 is a good buy. Now, I wasn't necessarily sure it was going to go that low, so I thought 490 is still about the 55 range. Okay, so I put it in at 490. And then it just soared. It soared right up. So I was delighted with the gains that I had made because I just woke up and I was like, yes, it worked. I read it right. Okay, and I expected it because at the time there was a crash of a Bitcoin crash. And what happened is that basically the value of most coins went down. So it was an ideal time to buy. And that is my favorite time, is when there is some, uncertainty in what's happening in the marketplace. All right. So if we just move over to the 1 day look, let's have a look at buyer support and seller resistance. Okay. So if we just draw a trend line here and then draw a resistance line from here to here, you can see that for a period of 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, there was a tussle between selling activity, which are the red candlesticks, and buying activity, which are the green candlesticks. Okay, so you can see there was a tussle. Okay, it was going anywhere between 575 to 555. Okay, where people didn't know if the price was going to continue to go up or if it was going to go down. Okay, so what we had buyer support, which is this line here. So buyers are trying to trade the price up, and we've got sellers trying to sell the price down. So we've got a tussle here, and so this is the support line, this is the resistance line. And so you've got the two sides fighting against each other. And who wins determines what will happen with the price. Okay, so we had the seller's trying to bring it down, the buyer's trying to bring it up, the seller's trying to bring it down, the buyer's trying to bring it up, and you get it. So it kept on going for a while. And then what seemed to happen was this candlestick seemed to break through the support line, and then it slightly dropped. And then what happened is that buyer support actually continued and broke the resistance line, and it went up. And then again, the sellers were resisting, and it brought down the cost again. And so we just had this tussle going on for hours and hours until eventually buyer support broke and it went up to 603. Okay, so once the buyer support breaks through the resistance line, that means the price is going to go up. So this is a time to keep your money in. If you haven't bought, that's a time potentially to invest. Okay, because the price is going to go up and you're going to make a few dollars out of that. And now if the seller resistance had won, then that would have been the time to get out. So if the buyer support had won, this would have been called breakout. Okay, so when buyer support wins and breaks through and the price goes up, that is called a breakout. If the sellers win, then that is called a breakdown. So the sellers basically go through the buyer support line, thus creating a breakdown. Okay, so if the buyer support breaks the resistance line, that's called a breakout. If the sellers win, that's called a breakdown. Okay, and this gives you an indication of what to do next. Okay, do you get out or do you buy more? It all depends really on how you see the long-term potential of your coin going, okay? But if you're doing a short one, okay, then you'd want to leave at this stage. If you're doing a short-term investment, you'd want to leave at this stage. And if you see it breaking out, then you basically want to keep it going. Now, over time, you saw that this tussle just kept on going and going and going, and it caused some right zigzags in the market, okay? Leaving the market to go right down again, because basically if we take a zoomed in look, you can see that seller resistance, there's an awful lot of red here. You can see that seller resistance has broke down the buyer support. So the buyers were trying to keep it up, and then eventually they fell under the weight of the seller resistance, and so the price went right down. Okay, so you need to keep an eye on support levels and resistance levels throughout the course of your coin's market movement. Okay, whilst the price is moving, keep an eye on the candlesticks. And if buyer support is winning, then you stay in. And if seller resistance wins and drives down the cost, that's where you come out. All right, so I hope that that's helped you with knowing when to get out and when to stay in. I hope that that's helped you with buyer support and seller resistance. And I hope this has helped you with breakouts and breakdowns. So I hope this has helped, and I will see you in the next lecture.